Okay, today's gonna be another epic emergency Wednesday stream. Can you all hear me? Let's check the Rumble. Okay, and I'm gonna check the sound on this thingy. Epic emergency Wednesday stream. Okay, can you all that's working fine. Okay, now I'm gonna check the Rumble right here. I'll try to power through the housekeeping. See this? Okay, and I'm gonna. Okay, this is working fine. Can you all hear me? Okay, and I'm also streaming on Blurt. Let's see if Blurt works. So Blurt's the fork of Steam as well. It's like similar Hive. Does it work? Okay, and it's working. Check the sound on. Okay, Roadrunner's in the house, and 29,000 tons of thermite and rotary motion. All right, we got it jam-packed already, guys. Right, yeah, Norman, did you see that photo I made of Judy Wood? Oh man, that was a good one. Check the email if you haven't seen it. Can you remove me as a mod? Oh, you don't want to be a mod? A mod, you can put links. Otherwise, you can't put links. Because I will remove you if you don't want. If you don't want it. Okay. Remove as standard moderator. All right. Okay, so you're not a mod anymore. So you can't put links and so on. All right. So today's stream it's gonna be an emergency one. But again, on these streams, you ask me questions, science, math related, and I'll go over them. And then if there's no other questions, I'll go over to the default one here. But anyways, so I'm also on Blurt here. There's no questions on this thingy. Your upvotes and comments are much appreciated. Okay, I didn't post that. Who posted that? Is this an automatic? Oh, that's an automatic post from my Hive account. Interesting. All right. So anyways, so it uses the Hive as the comments. Okay, 29,000 tons. I might fat finger someone and block them. Yeah, that happens. You can. I think you should be able to unblock as well. Anyways, guys. So this is the stream. This is on Blurt. Yeah, and also there's a threadcast as usual, guys. If you guys learn how to get on this and post questions there and so on, so I'll keep that open just there. Anyways, this Blurt one. There's no chat here though. How do I see it? Chat. But anyways, guys, that's Blurt. If you're on it, yeah, I think I put comments there. But anyways, there's no live chat, but it's live there. So, but if you can get on the chat on because if you have Blurt, you typically have Hive. So you can go and post on the threadcast any questions and so on. Anyways, guys, let's jump right in what we have. I had some questions actually on Telegram first. I'm gonna go over some math one, and then we'll dive into the other stuff. Okay, what is this? This thing. Oh, there it is. Okay, there's the pic by MES. All right. I made a joke saying, yeah, Judy Wood. Hopefully, Julie Wood, Dr. Judy Wood comes out of hiding, even if it's just to say hi, like the Pope does in his Pope-mobile. Where can I put my question? You can put it right here. Right here, Malik. Oh yeah, so there's the but if you need a photo, if you need photos or links, you could post it right here in the just put it in the leave a comment there. So leave a comment here if you have photos or links or videos. Post in the comments of this Telegram post. Yeah, so otherwise, leave a comment here, right here, and yeah, this one's pretty epic. I'll just copy this. Okay, this is so this was pretty epic, but this is a screenshot. Okay, so that's not the. I get the full thingy. Pope. Let's see. Pope mobile. There it is. Open file location. Oh, I need to. Oh yeah, I need to fix where that is. Anyways, here's the full version there. Okay, so there's the Dr. Judy Wood gonna come out. Okay, hello chatters. Right, anyways, you put questions there. But I have the question from here. This person asked some science ones. So I'm just gonna go over it, and then once I go through some questions, I'll go over the composite stuff. Because again, it's pretty interesting. All right, so also Rumble first guy in comment. St. Davis, bless up, man in chat. Let's go. All right, so it says right here. Hi, can you help me know about Maxwell's equations? Okay, this one's yeah, this is electromagnetic equations. I haven't dealt with them. I know about them, but I haven't dealt with them directly, but we'll see what we can do. So he says, I want you to help me. Why in Maxwell's equations in their integral form are they often expressed as fixed formulas without including the constant of integration? I think because when you integrate over an interval, you usually cancel those out. Just like in the principle of integrating velocity to obtain distances. Both of those. The only time you have an integration of constant in integrals is... Oh yeah, there's Malik. Okay. Yeah, epic stuff here. That's the same guy. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go over your stuff anyways here. Okay, yeah, so I'm reading it right now. How do I go back to this? Okay, what just happened? Okay, I'm gonna just press this so it hides the personal peeps. Alright, Why are these integrals, including those in Maxwell's equations, written as fixed form without the constant, even though in regular integrals the constant should always be included? Yeah, when you integrate and then there's a constant there, but when you do a integral between 2 points, those constants, the constant disappears. So I saw several answers, but I will, when presented them to the professor, he said Maxwell's equations in integral form were solved with the constant, but we consider the constant to be 0. That's another thing, you can assume to be 0 as well, but what is the reason for assuming that the constant is 0? What is the physical explanation for that? Okay, these are good questions. Again, I need to, I'm going to ask Grok AI quickly, just to refresh my integration setup here. Let's go grok.com now. Okay, so Grok has grok.com. I'm going to ask it right here, and then think, okay, and then the other part is, so again, I'm just asking Grok as it's been a while since I did integration, but the reason is I think is just because the constant, it could be anything. So for example, I'll do let's see right here. Okay, here's in integral form. Let's see what happens right here. These are the integral form. Okay, these are like the interval over a closed space or something like that. Yeah, those are definite intervals over closed surfaces, and they always cancel out where C accounts get. So these equations are not indefinite integrals like this one right here. Indefinite. This is definite over a closed, over closed surfaces, or involve time derivatives. The structure of these integrals and the physical principles behind them eliminate the need for integration constant. Why is constant 0? The integration constant is absent or effectively 0 because Maxwell's equations describe relationships between fields and their sources that are go back here. Yeah, and here, well, here's the always ask Grok first, and if it doesn't make sense, and if you can't confirm it, then you can ask me. But I'm pretty much asking Grok. And that's the thing. They're definite integrals. Say the integrals are closed over there. These, and I'm just gonna check on the MES. And it's been a while since I refreshed. I do want to somehow connect. I'm trying to connect my tablet so I can write with my finger, but it's hard to do. Because like I have a tablet right here where I could write on it, but I can't write with this thing here. I'm gonna go constant of integration. Yeah, so integration by parts. Yeah, this one right here. So here's integration by parts. So this was my earlier video.
It's time for another
on integration by parts, extra integration constant. And I took advantage that every integral always results in an extra constant term called integration constant. This was a very interesting video if you ever have a chance to watch this one. I basically illustrate how you could take advantage of the integration of constant and what it actually, like how you can interact with it. So I'm going to go back here, see what the notes says right here. Okay. So for example, so if you have a function right here, f of x, the antiderivative or just integral is going to be it's going to be if you have a, let this be the antiderivative of f of x, in other words basically the integral. So if you have f of x and then you take the integral of this, then you're going to have this constant of integration. So you have this integral of f of x dx. Why doesn't this open up? Okay, this is on Hive. Why is it on Hive? Peak.com. I'm just changing the front end on Hive. I don't like those other ones. I like this one. Okay, this one's really big. Okay, there it is. So for example, so if we have f of x, capital F of x be the antiderivative of f of x, that just means the derivative of capital F of x equals f of x. So now if you would take the integral of this smaller f of x, dx equals to capital F of x plus c. So you have a constant there. So you always have a constant. But then when you take an integral from a to b, this cancels out, and because, well, you could put in that plus c, but if you're taking integral from a point to another point, what ends up happening is you're going to have the definite integral f of b plus c minus f of a minus c. Yeah, because you're subtracting it. So those just cancel out. The constants always cancel out. So anyways, I'm not sure if this answers your question. The constants cancel out. I'm going to go right here. The constants cancel out when integrating between points, so we can remove the constant or set it to 0. Yeah, that doesn't matter if we're and here's the Grok one. I'll send this one as well. And it's also in when you're doing electromagnetism, the C has a physical meaning. Like you can literally so if you have because you know the electromagnetic field at one point, so if you know that, then you'll have to set and if you set everything, if you set the time to 0 or whatnot, you're gonna have some parts where well, you can cancel out or you can have it equal to 0 in some magical way. But anyways, I'm gonna copy the link right here. So I'm not exactly sure your question because it's I don't know why you would include a constant. This is just basic integration. If you integrate with a constant and then those goes away, and then all the Maxwell's equations are integrals over a closed surface. So all of them are physical integrals. They're not just a mathematical abstraction. Anyway, so that's that answer. Let me know if there's anything else you need, and I'll put that right here as well. Okay. And the other part I said, just so others can see. Okay, so anyways, so he's on. I'm gonna forward. I'll just copy this text. All right. So anyways, we are good to go then. Unless anyone, does that make sense? I just kind of mumbled down, but it seemed pretty obvious. I'm gonna put it right here. And last one, and then get back here. Okay, this is the first math question that I had to answer in a while. Before there was always random stuff. Well, actually, physical stuff. Last time was inertial stuff. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so that's that part. And now, what else? Is there anyone else questions? Okay, St. David says, never forget 9/11 Moonchild heard it here first. Let's go. All right, guys. And also, if you're on Hive, you can post stuff on here as well. All right, so that's that. Okay, we have 19 people in the chat. Let's go. We have a lot of people in the show. Let's go. Okay, so Light the World. This person was asking about that Ark of the Covenant documentary there. Anyways, it's epic stuff. And also Jeremy in this chat says, all of this doesn't pertain to me, the math stuff, but I support your channel. I love you. You are one of my favorite people. Let's go. All right, guys, we are favorite peeps. Okay, so that's that. What else do we have in the show? I'm gonna go. Actually, I wanna. Yeah. Before I get to the, we'll go to the composite stuff, and then before we even do that. So last week, someone asked a question. Okay, so Inventor 3 is in the house. Okay, so Inventor 3. Okay, perfect timing. And yeah, epic stuff. Okay, guys, Inventor 3 is in the show, and I want to go over. Someone in the chat, Nick said, this is the inertia. Let's say precession. This was when I went over the inertial propulsion stuff. Okay, so I don't know why I can't see this. Okay, this is precession. I think why am I not being able to see stuff? MES links chat. Yeah, just like, oh, why is it so far down there? Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna go into this is center of mass. Time I can't seem to log in to Hive on my iPro. Yeah, you'll need your, so again, did you download Hive keychain? If you can just send me screenshots, if you put screenshots in, even in this chat anywhere, I'll be able to sort it out. Okay, so this was a comment right here. I was asked, so this was when I did my last live stream here. This one here, this person said, great stream. So you're thinking that this is a clip from that, this was the, that Cambridge University clip right here. This is fake physics. So this is fake physics. This is the Cambridge one. They're covering up gyroscopic precession. So they're basically and I think he was able to download this thingy there. But they're saying that gyros, if you precess right here, I mean if you have a gyroscope in precession on a frictionless surface, and it will go around the center of mass. Center of mass is over here. This is the mainstream physics of it. So it's gonna precess like this around the center of mass. That is the mainstream. Reason. So the video showed that the overall center of mass gyroscope and stand stay in one place while the rest of the assembly around it, and then they used literally a 1 second demonstration. So this is what the mainstream like literally this was the biggest cover up I've ever seen since 9/11. It's as big as of a cover up as 9/11. That's how bad it is. Okay, so that's that part. I'm gonna go over. I have the keychains, but it doesn't recognize my keys. Okay, so I'm not sure what keys are you putting in. So okay, anyways. I'll help Tammy in 1 second. I just want to go here. So in that Cambridge one, they show this part right here. They're saying, hey, look, it's a frictionless air table. So there's air being pushed up. And look, this gyroscope is moving around. It's not fixed at the bottom. But again, this all they showed was literally a 1 second thing. He says, great stream. So are you thinking that this little clip from this site's quote explanation is likely showing the system when the gyroscope is not spinning very fast? Interesting, they don't show a long continuous clip, just a 1 second clip that loops. And your ice cube example, if you sped up the gyroscope again, it would stabilize the cube so it doesn't move again. Not following itself around, it seems obvious, but double confirming the change in behavior simply due to the gyroscope speed, nothing to do with any change in friction of the ice cube on the table, of the ice on the table. All right. And yeah, so again, that entire thing was absolute. Yeah, that whole article is literally the weirdest thing. Apparently, they wrote a paper or a thesis, but I can't find it anywhere. So I think it's like some sort of CIA fake paper there. Okay, so this one right here. So yeah, this 1 second clip is meaningless. There's no indication of whether the center of mass should actually be, of where the center of mass should actually be, since their base is very heavy. This image is where I superimpose the frames to get the center of mass, and the base moving is also meaningless without the entire footage from start to end. My ice experiments show that the center of mass is dynamic, moves towards the base at higher spin speeds and further out at lower spin speeds. Even the channels Whoopie Jump and Joggle Vision debunk the Cambridge propaganda. So again, this is from Cambridge. Again, I can't stress enough how important this is. This is reality defying. Center mass, I don't know what it is, somewhere around there. And then if you look at the super heavy contraption there, center mass it's literally processing around where the center mass like should be anyways. So it's like I have no idea what is it actually demonstrating. Anyways, and then here's my gyroscope experiment once, and you see it processing around, and the ice block's not moving it. And then as it slows down, the ice block moves away. So in other words, center mass is dependent on the spin speed. There's a relationship between the center of mass and spin speed. And then in this channel, Whoopie Jump, he also debunks this Cambridge nonsense. This other guy also debunks the Joggle Vision, also debunk it. And yeah, so you can also see Whoopie Jumps, for example.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Whoopi speaking, and tonight
so he
process around it.
Yeah.
In the gyro. Very.
See how he does the gyro.
So I explain to you. Very difficult to understand.
Anyways, he spins it up.
So that at the beginning, around which is dead mass.
Okay, it doesn't spin it up. It doesn't do a demonstration. But anyways, you understand what happens. Cambridge is literally lying through their teeth. It's really sad. It's really sad. Okay, so I think this guy that demonstrates it right here. So what he has is, I think, yeah, so he has a 2-string right here, and he burns one, and then it starts processing, not around the center mass.
Huge amount of weight.
So center mass should be like right in the center there.
On this side is. I
think he burns it, okay.
Which you can obtain from jar. What we're doing, as you'd expect, the mass to one side.
Okay.
10 thread.
Yeah, so center mass is literally down the center, and now the center mass shifts to where the string is.
I'll try not to burn my thumb at the same time.
Okay, and yeah.
Above, sorry, the suspension point is dead vertical. There's no angling as you'd expect the mass to one side.
Okay, anyways, so that's pretty straightforward. This is despicable. Anyways, also, yeah, guys, Inventor 3's in the house, guys. Inventor 3, I put your video currently in the draft one. He after the live stream, if you guys seen it with Inventor 3, so he actually filmed all 3 different types of magnets here. But the other one, if you got my email, Inventor, yeah, Paul Mueller, if you have my email, so he made an absolutely professional setup right here.
Okay.
So he did all the magnets with the Gauss meter and the magnetic viewing film, like 3 different sizes.
We're going to start off with this magnet, just 5/8 diameter.
Yeah, this one's 5/8, and he does a 3/8 and I think a 1/2 inch. But the other one I was asking is the 1/8 one is when you showed that they had a 0 point in there. Okay, Smuckle or Pablo says, yo, what up, chat? Okay, let's go. And then he drops them all in here and so on. And in repulsion.
And 3, 2, 3, and just stuck to this washer at the other end here.
I think this is south
and
south. Okay.
South up. Where is it? South up.
No, I think this is
and
normal.
then
Okay.
3, 2, 1, drop.
Anyways, guys, I will be uploading this one. I'll be editing and uploading and so on. After the current one I'm working on is actually, yeah, there's another comedy. Yes. Anyways, so I'll be uploading that. Paul, thanks super much for that video you made. And the other one I'm gonna go over quickly. is this comment right here. This is in our group, Hutchison. Okay, he's saying, I'm looking for the best video about the Hutchison effect. In which video can I access the inputs of the experiments? Well, again, the Hutchison effect, the best video of it is just a whole playlist. The playlist, this one is the best one of it. Is just a whole playlist. But another thing I'm working on is, okay, so I'm almost done. I finished editing the time lapse of this one. So, but one thing that shows the inputs and all that. So if you go to 1985, so this one is, yeah, this Jack Houck. I will share my screenshots video on Telegram after. Yeah, for sure. Just share it. And you can even put it there and just like block out the private key. I could help you. I think you might be putting it in at the correct area. So anyways, so this is 1985. So this footage right here is 5 hours filmed with a tripod, and most of the time nothing happens besides like camera interference. Okay, Inventor 3, unfortunately I'm at work now and my break is over. Thanks for doing what you do. Nice to see everyone again. Thermite, Malik, Cami, and everyone. Good to see you all. Okay, epic stuff, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Have a good time at work. And yeah, take your time on that. The 1/8 one is I'll be uploading as a second or third video. Because I'm going to upload a super long one. And then I'm going to upload a short one of your videos. And again, I'll send you all the stuff. You'll be able to re-upload it and so on. And Tammy, speaking of Johnny's not uploading any videos since the Scrapyard Trek. Yeah. So also, guys, John Hutchison, his iPad it stopped charging. So now he got a new one, but now it needs an adapter to connect to the internet. So that's not going to be working until like Wednesday. So it might be today or yeah. And I also got an email from Nancy. So hi Nancy, I found all the McDonnell Douglas. This is from message from John. Hi Matthew, I found all the McDonnell Douglas reports and pictures. Nancy says they should have been in the external hard drive, and found other pictures and contracts from half a dozen agencies from around the world. We are getting an adapter in the mail on Wednesday. Hopefully it works, and I'll contact you from the new iPad. Okay, epic stuff. All right, yeah, and Inventor, yeah, have a good one, and definitely I'll be sending everything. You could share and re-upload as you wish, and it's gonna be pretty epic. And I think the video will be like good enough to send to like actually university professors and be like, you guys gonna do something about this? Repulsion is special. So magnets in repulsion is very, very special. All right. So this video, this one again to the comment right here. What's the best for in terms of input data? So this is 5 hours filmed by Jack Houck, who's actually a famous spoon bending guy. So again, spoon bending is apparently real. It's not just the Matrix. Apparently, I've heard from enough people directly to know that there is something real about it, some sort of actual telekinesis going on. So that's definitely real. Anyways, yeah. So John should be back. He's just fixing up his iPod. His iPod stopped charging. Okay. So this is 5 hours, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because so the guy actually did a bunch of reports. This guy's actually an engineer at Boeing. I think it was a retired engineer at Boeing, and then he became a spoon bending like paranormal investigator. Okay, so Jack report of the 2-day experiment and filming. So he actually so this was in the hard drive, and I put this all as a PDF. So right here, so this is a full-on PDF. I'm gonna open up this Jack Houck just to open up better on my computer. But there's the link. You can actually download it. I put all the photos as one report. Okay, so this is gonna be okay. Where did it go? Oh no, that's the wrong 45. Okay, 48. Okay. No, okay. Oh, this is a Jack Houck time lapse. Okay, I was on the wrong thingy here. Jack Houck time lapse. Okay, this one right here. Meta. I'm gonna open up Jack Houck letters. Okay, I'm gonna open up this one right here. Okay, so I'm opening up in directly in here. Okay, I'm opening up directly in here, and I'm gonna close some stuff. Okay, so this is the Jack Houck letter. I mean a report. So again, this is a full report of those 5 hour footage. It was 2 days filming, 5 hours with the tripod all fixed. Everything's fixed. Okay, so this is Vancouver Experiments Observations by Jack Houck, August 1985. Also sponsored by Washington, D.C. Colonel John Alexander. So I think he paid for that as well. Washington, D.C. Group, 1983. Have 30 hours. He literally wrote, have 30 hours under lock and key. So this is in 1983. The Washington, D.C. Literally the U.S. government military went and filmed for Yeah, filmed from like a month or two. Yeah, several months at John Hutchinson's place, and they had 30 hours of videotape, and they all classified all the stuff, and there was all a lot of levitation and dessification and all that, and things melting and flying around. Anyways, so a control experiment from Inscombe Group, Washington D.C., Arlington. Anyway, see video to this report. Okay, original return to Hutchinson, and then also John Hutchinson still can't get access to the videos that they filmed of his own experiments. 30 hours, Washington D.C. And that's the real classified documents that we want to obtain, not some JFK, not some JFK or 9/11 fake files where they're gonna say it was done by Qatar or something. Anyways, so here's a summary and conclusions, and then I think he adds a bunch of stuff here. So anyways, he wrote, he took pictures and so on. He lists all the stuff that he had and described what he witnessed. But what's interesting is, again, and he also gets a time and date, so big brass bushing and so on, what it did. And he also draws everything he did. I mean everything where everything is. So the area control room, ruby laser, microwave antenna, video camera. Okay, the video camera's over there. Row of lights, and he shows you there's the samples. This is the steel cylinder. This is aluminum foil pulsating, a brass cylinder, Tesla coil, and so on. And there's the brass gun barrel. The two large events in the back room seem to be occurred at the same time. Anyways, so a bit of stuff that he was able to witness, and then here's his description of what he thinks is happening. Assume there's active wavefront and another one here, and then it's intersecting. That's what he's assuming, wave postulation. And I think this is day 2 now. Yeah, this is geometry for this is August 14th, 1985. And again, the reason I'm showing this is just to illustrate this is very, very detailed from way back that the scientist was actually getting it on here. So there's target area. There's aluminum foil, and then he also has a gun here. I think this was had some issues with it as well. This cannon that was affected but it wasn't filmed though. Anyways, he has some stuff right here and so on. And then he also lists everything that he observed happening. And there it is. And again, and he didn't actually spot everything. And what I mean by that is I time lapsed this 5 hours. Yeah. So so I have this is. So again, this is 5 hours. Nobody's got time to watch this 5 hours unless you're insane like me. And also you have watch it in double speed or 16x speed. Anyways, so now I have that. And what I did was and you'll be seeing it soon. I did a time lapse, and I'll be uploading it soon. This is gonna be, here's a time lapse.
This is standard.
Okay, so I compressed 5 hours into 5 minutes. Okay, and you're gonna see some absolutely amazing stuff. So one of them is this
Standard experimental procedure.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over.
So I'll turn on the.
I think. Okay. Anyways, so no, this is 35x speed.
Okay, now John's at the controls. We're cranking up the power.
Okay, so he turns it on. Whoops. Also make normal speed. I've seen the 5 and the 6 hour. Okay, yeah, rotary motion seen it all. Epic stuff. Yeah, this one is the reason. This one's just like just looking at it static. And so this 12x speed, nothing happens. And also yeah. So now look at this one. This is 163x speed. So every second is gonna be about 3 minutes. Yeah. So and then look at these little things start moving. See this one? I did not notice this. This one even falls down. I did not notice it in the 5 hour one. So I go back here. Look right here. Look at what's happening on this thing. Okay, so now it's 12x, and now it's gonna go a million fast speed. Okay, this one right here, it's moving, and it starts falling. Yeah, and then after the spark gap goes off. So he has a spark gap go off every minute or so, which is all part of this. It's like the capacitor builds up, spark gap releases. Okay, and this thing falls down.
Yeah, that's great. No, then keep it going.
Okay.
What's going on?
And now this one, nobody noticed until I did. So this entire table starts moving. This is again, you can't see this in 5 hour unless you time lapse it.
Yeah, that's big.
The table's moving. Can you see that table? It's moving. Yeah, compression is a great idea. Different perspective with its effect, and also you find things that you weren't able to find. So that the table is moving. The table's moving, and then John Hutchinson didn't know. Jack Hogg didn't know. Nobody knew until I made this time lapse. So there's a table moving. Yeah, the ring top of it. Yeah, that moves around all throughout. It's kind of like an antenna, so that's in a way expected to move. The 29 gigabyte 911 archive you shared next is crazy. I see all kind of weird stuff. Oh yeah, you already mentioned. Yeah, I saw a bunch of messages. You're saying it, you found a bunch of stuff online about the 911 stuff. I'll have to look at it. Like that. It's 29 gigabytes. I'll have to dive into it later. Okay, anyways, look, it's 105x speed. And then you'll see some more stuff. I'm gonna play this over. Yeah. Now you see this table moving. So again, look at the table moving. Okay. And then what I also do is I do a 5x replay back and forth so you see it moving. See, it's moving back and forth. So it's like the entire table's moving. Yet nobody noticed it for 40 years. Okay, guys, this is 40 years ago. Nobody noticed it until literally my time lapse. So this is never before seen footage. Never before like comprehended footage, because people have seen this but not. And also, this only footage it was uploaded was on. Okay, fascinating stuff on Brighton. Also not censored as much as YouTube. I'm on part 2. Pizza deep dive. This 3-part over 6 hours. Okay, epic stuff. Yeah, Brighton does have more info. But again, thanks for that. I will have to dive into it again. There's infinite info all over the place, so everyone's gotta control their time. Okay, anyways, so this moving back and forth. Remember, 40 years and nobody notices until this time lapse. This is moving. It's moving again, super slowly. And then make it. Okay, now I do a 10x speed back and forth. You can see a tiny bit moving. Like the Michelson-Morley experiment, the table moved the ether. Interesting. All right. Okay. And also, this thing is pulsating as well. It's a bit. And also, if you don't notice this part right here, this is 217x speed. So every second is about it's almost 4 minutes. Okay. Can you guys grasp that? Every second is almost 4 minutes, and then you can see this metal thing moving slowly. Like, look at how absolutely slow this moves. Okay, this one's moving 10x, but now this one here to grasp this at. Okay, this 217x speed. This is moving, and they're all walking around. Nobody's noticing this move, and right on the spark gap discharge, it falls down. Yeah, ring at top. This one's which ring at this one right here? Yeah, that one is always moving. Yeah, I know. I think we already said that. Ring top of screen. You already said that. I know that moves all the time. I already said it. It's kind of like an antenna. It in a way expected to move. But anyways, here's 50x speed. Every second is a minute. And then yeah, that was like aluminum foil. Okay, and it got hit off. Okay, what else? Okay. And also, which are you talking about? These rings, or is there something else that are speaking about? Anyways, if you can send a screenshot to Telegram or tag me on X. Okay, and here's another one. 245 times speed. This one is now every second is almost 5 minutes. Okay, every second is almost 5 minutes. It's like 4.5. Yeah, actually, 4. It's over 4 minutes. Just about over 4 minutes. So right here, and this starts moving. But this one here, notice this one, and this one starts moving around. This. And then this falls down. Okay, ring at top. Okay, but again, I don't know which one you're speaking about. The ring. There's something else besides this thingy. Okay, this one, yeah. And then also the electromagnetic interference, very similar to 9/11. This one's getting destroyed. And again, the Tesla coil I literally experienced firsthand, almost burst my eardrums dealing with that. Okay. And then what else happens here? Oh yeah, this one right here. Right on the flash. I think, yeah, this 143x speed. Okay, guys, this is every second is about yeah, almost 3 minutes as well. And this gets moving, and then the spark gap blast. Okay. And there's another, this one's also moving. And if you also see these right here, these all start moving as well. These are all little magnets, and so on. He explains what they are. Okay, so that's epic stuff there. And there's more interference. And I want to go over to this. Okay, this time lapse is absolutely next level. Okay, and let's go to the next. Okay, this is 911x speed. It just came up. It just came up to 911. I wasn't trying to make it 911, but it's 911, guys. 911x speed. So to be able to observe this in real life, you're just not gonna do it. So how many times is that? So 911 divided by 60. Can you measure the static with an oscilloscope and analyze the waves? Yeah, you can. So every second is 15 minutes. So to observe this is again impossible. Every second observe this in real life. So the thing is, all this was going on, and they did not notice this in real time. But I think Jackhog does mention that the magnets are a bit shifted, because he added little magnets all spaced out. But this is crazy stuff. Okay, ready? And every second is 15 minutes. And see, can you see these all moving slightly to the left? It's all moving. It's all shifting. All these are shifting. And now I do replay. I go back and forth, and just to see it. No, and now I made it 1800 x speed. So now it's every minute is 30. Every second is 30 minutes. So this whole thing's moving back and forth. Yeah, you can see these moving. It's like moving on sand. Okay, going back and forth. I'm replaying, reversing, and going back. And now I'm going 45 times speed. And then this thing starts moving slightly. I think this one starts moving slightly. Anyways, you got to keep an eye on all these. This is one's a bit hard to see, but anyways, what else ends up happening? Okay, anyways, so that's it. So that's a pretty epic one. And what I'll do is, yeah, no levitation in this one. Yeah, so that's that. I'll say I'm gonna send this guy. Okay, I'll do the report. Here is a report by of the 5 hour 2 days footage he filmed in 19. Okay, I think this is pretty good one, and I'll send a link to this one. Okay. I will also upload. Yeah, later today, tomorrow, and it's pretty epic. And also the entire Hutchinson. I'll make this as a regular link there. Is a great way to convince people of. Yeah, okay. This was, and again, just to show you the volume of it. The volume of this is amazing. Okay, so anyways, so that's that. Let's see if there's any other. Okay, Stephen F is the has more posts about this. Cosmic Standeos. The poll posted demonstrating composites are. This one is used to break down. It is important to use Wayback Machine to find earlier versions as they have been replaced. The link shows the versions I downloaded. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean it's composite. Okay, we'll go over the composite stuff now. First I'm gonna drink some coffee and some water. Yeah, there's no levitation in that one. That was 1985, guys. He got better as time went on, and so on. So again, that was 1985. That was the earliest one I have uploaded so far, but I'll be uploading more and more. Alright, guys, so that's that. Okay, so I'm gonna close some stuff, and what else are we diving into? All the time, waste for display again. Yeah, the Melissa Doi video is going viral, even though it's in limited state. So it's like the 9/11 videos, when they go viral on my channel, it's like people literally are finding it in different ways. So YouTube doesn't recommend them; they find it from like Google or whatnot. Because YouTube censors, but it's still getting views from Google and all that. Okay, so I got a message from okay, this one right here. Okay, yeah, so KJ liked this part right here. Okay, yeah, basically you just send people that full playlist, and then anyone that could see that playlist and say anything else. Yeah, no levitation. Yeah, there was no one in that specific one, but the thing is the table's moving, so that's some anti-gravity levitation. He says, actually, I'm very convinced by the answer and it seems logical, but it looks like the course professor is looking for a very specific answer. Despite all my attempts to provide an explanation, he insists that there's a physical interpretation that makes a constant equal to 0. Thank you so much. I really benefit from information and wish you the best of luck. Yeah, there could be, yeah. So this one right here literally says it's 0. Physical. Physical, I think. There is actual physical reason why it's constant. Are fully determined physical laws. Here's why boundary and yeah, that's another thing. A boundary condition could equal set it to equal 0. Let's see. There is something physical about it. Okay, a non-physical field contribution not sourced by any charge violating the principle. So this could be it as well. I'll just say it. Okay, I'll say this. I'll say if you were to add a constant to the flux integral. Yeah, so add a constant would imply non-physical. I'll put it right here. Alright, great, thanks. Note the grok answer points out physical reasons for the okay, so anyways, there's physical reasons. Okay, so that's it. And I'm gonna sit down now. I'm gonna lower my desk and then we'll go over some composite stuff. And again, the photos, they may appear composites, but again, I need to see more. 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Alright, Gary Jackson's in the house. He's late as usual. Let's go. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, another thing. Actually, I wanna quickly look at the rotating motion. So I didn't know it was 29 gigs. So rotating motion posted right here. I'm gonna make it. See how much we have. We have an hour 15 minutes left. PM. Okay. Someone stabilized from a cyber ball that stabilized. Then Mitch up the aircraft. Okay. Anyways, I don't know what this guy's talking about. This guy was talking about the MH370 videos. MH370 videos, you get those away from that 911. They are not, these ones are not real. Anyways, so I think it was messages I got. Okay, which one was the one we wanted to see? Is this the archive rotating motion? Let's see, this is the archive, I think. 9/11, World Trade Center, Twin Towers, peeping. But again, this one, I don't like how they're pointing out the nonsense of explosives and all that. Explosive evidence. But this is supposed to be 29, how many gigs you said? And what are we, are these all footage? What are these? Prepping. Okay, what else? But I'm just saying, what is, there's just so many random things. And it also has the core beta report. But is there any, I want to find some rear view ground zero. Okay, rear view, this might be good. Rear view. No, oh, no trespassing. Okay, this one's a good one. Where's the one that says no trespass? Why does it make it such a giant thingy? I can't even see nothing. Like, what? Why does it make a big giant thingy there? It doesn't even match the actual photo. Okay, this is pretty good though. I will save this. Because I'm still working on the exterior lobby columns video, and it's gonna be absolutely epic. I'm gonna make possibly multiple ones, but I want to put every single instance of the lobby columns there, and it's gonna be absolutely yeah, it's gonna be absolutely spooky. All right, okay. There's some. This is building 7. You can see. I hate how it's covering up like that. This is like the worst. This is who designs this? Why does it cover up everything? Why does it have a big giant image covering up the actual video? I do want to find where it says no trespassing allowed, but I can't even do that. Okay, I'll do it like this. Okay, no trust. Oh, this is no trespassing violators. Let's see what the noise is. Okay, that was it. Watch it on mute. High quality as well. Yeah, this is epic stuff. Okay, anyways, there's a bunch of stuff there. All right, guys. So, anyways, we're gonna look into the stuff right here. So now we're gonna go into the images. I just want to go over to those quickly. Okay, I'll. Okay, so now Math QA. No, nobody's coming on there. Okay, anyways, it's all good. I've seen some ground footage video. We'll try to find it if needed. Yeah, if you spot the exterior lobby columns, that's the exterior lobby columns, the sphere or the lamppost. Give me those ones. So basically, these are the ones I want. Okay, lamppost. So if you see anything like this, so if you see these lobby columns there, if you see the sphere, or if you see this lamppost, yeah, this lamppost, lobby columns, sphere, or building 3, but yeah, this one here, lobby columns, sphere, lamp. Lampposts are literally standing at ground level. All right, and also I was able to find never before seen footage of so rare sphere. This one is absolutely fascinating. This is, I've never seen this before until like last week. So this is the these, can you see those lampposts? Those lampposts are now standing. There's at least one of them still standing perfectly vertical, nothing on it. And there's a sphere, nothing on it. There's the lobby columns, and there's the lobby columns. There's a sphere. There's the lobby columns. There's a sphere, lobby columns, sphere, lobby columns. There's lobby columns. There's a sphere right here, and there's a lamppost somewhere around here. Yes, this might be the lamppost. Anyways, so one of these tiny little lampposts is towering above this. The lamppost towers above that. So again, in this one I've never seen this one this shows everything. It shows both lobby columns. It shows this one right here, that one, and this one would be North Tower. I think. Yeah, that's a North Tower. Yeah, that's the North Tower because that's the water there. That's the North Tower. So North Tower, South Tower. Sphere. Sphere is towering above everything. And there's also the other one. Okay, there's a guy with a camera walking around inside WC still standing as it happens. No, epic stuff. Yeah, so the video I'm going to upload is going to be, it's going to be absolutely amazing because I'm adding every single image. And I've downloaded it. I probably have 1,000 images. So HD photos 1. Let's see how much these are all HD. I have how many? 583 images here. And then I would sort out, make sure only the lamppost, sphere, and lobby columns. And there's another 198. And I probably, let's say half of those I'll remove. So but yeah, I got like literally 500 images. And then I also got videos. And I also did, I went through all the videos, some videos, and I removed everything but the lobby column stuff. So it's going to be it's going to be like an irrefutable look at just ground zero and show you that it's like you were like literally there and nothing's there. Anybody ever see Fight Club? That sphere is in it as well as the buildings coming down. Epic stuff. Yeah, I've seen Fight Club. Yeah, I do remember that sphere. All right. Okay, so there's this part. I think we got over all this. Okay, this guy's son's voting all my stuff. Let's go. And okay, so that's that part. And I'm gonna go over. Okay, so I'm gonna go over now the images here. So Stephen, Stefan F. He's a super fan. Yeah, so he's been sending me a lot of stuff here, and also this photo is so good. I'll send this one right here. Okay, I'll just say here's it. Here is a slightly better quality version. Okay, so yeah, because I think he sent a screenshot. Okay, there's a slightly better quality version. Okay, so this one, I think it's the exact same. Would it be exact same? Yeah, this one is tiny. Okay, there's the full one. So there's the there is Judy Wood in her Popemobile. All right, so I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna click on let's say NASA. So if you go on my Telegram, see some stuff I did on NASA. So in my moon landing deep dive, basically I showed that Bart Zabrell is a liar. Yeah, Stephen F. St. Judy, let's go. Yeah, so Stephen F. is big on these composites, but again, I'm still not 100% sold. I need to like grasp it better. Like I need to see how I can replicate it, because this one is interesting, but it could be many different things. And the other thing is some of them aren't composites, so that's and then. Because so Stephen F. thinks these are filmed in in a studio or some random location. It could be, but the thing is, it could also be on the moon. Like I haven't seen. I need to find. Like I've seen some stuff from Richard Hall and so on, but I need something that can literally be able to convince like skeptics, especially the guys on Reddit. But some guys on Reddit. So some of them are just brainwashed zombies. But anyways, so this one I wrote looking through. So from my moon landing one, I was told to look through, but I couldn't get this to show that weird image. So but then I had to change the hue, saturation, and so on. So we're gonna do a whole bunch of them right now. I'm gonna open up my GIMP. It's a free Photoshop. Okay, so let's see right here. Yeah, so Stephen F. says vast majorities of photos are not composites. You know, that's what I'm trying to say. So like, that's the important thing. So if they're not composites, even if you have some composites, it could be many reasons. And even then, it's not necessarily an actual composite. It could be just literally just some editing. So they could have just enhanced this one. It could be compression effect. It could be maybe there was, when they scanned it, there was a screen on it. So what's the, or there was lighting a bit extra. So this one, it could be. Oh wait, I'm getting a call right here. 1 second. It's my brother. Alright, I'm back. Anyways, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna go over some stuff here. So basically here, looking through NASA archive, the December 1972 photo of Apollo 17. So this is, I think 3 years after the Apollo 11. Does not look like, does look like a composite. I had to adjust the hue, saturation to increase lightness to see it. And this raises further questions as to why the paper discussing this photo was retracted against the wishes of the authors. Note that by increasing the contrast first and then the hue, saturation, lightness, the composite effect is not present. So this is where this part right here where I discovered or just came across. This one to me it kind of eliminates composites. Like I don't see how it's a composite. Like because I was able to remove this accidentally. So it's like if I accidentally remove that composite like thingy, and I've never seen anything like this before, and I've photoshopped a lot of stuff. So anyways, guys, so this is the image. This is 1972 allegedly, and there's the astronaut allegedly on the moon. All right, so now if you go to hue, saturation, and this is from the 2001 archive, and then if you I adjusted it 66.5, but I didn't even check and almost got 66.6, so that's pretty interesting. So I just randomly picked 66.5. So, or rather, many use live compositing through front projection, which is not detectable. The apes sequence in 2001 uses effect, but not relevant for discussion. But again, I am not fully I'm not fully convinced to make those statements, because I need to I need to see it a bit more to see whether it is actually composite. So, anyways, so this is that photo, and if you change the hue, saturation, it ends up like that. And I'll do this right now. Some stuff. Okay. Our first 1 second. Yeah, our first. This is our Telegram thingy here. I'm gonna go back to the Telegram. So our first math Q&A. Happy customer. All right. So he says, yeah, this is exactly what I was looking for. Thank you very much for your time and effort in explaining everything. Best of luck. Epic stuff. All right, guys. So yeah, there's first happy math Q&A customer there. Okay. So anyways, so let's go back here. And also there's a paper here that was retracted that looked into this. They're saying that it was possibly done to shift it a bit. Have to go in 5. Sorry, no worries, Stephen. Have a good one. Yeah, thanks for inspiring me to do this. Look into this. And again, and then also this paper was retracted. Anyways, I'll also open up some stuff right here just so you guys know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna I'll show you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to this is the December. This is the archive. So this archived photo from 2001, I'm going to zoom in all to 100%. So this is archived photo of Earth above, and I'm going to go over to the full one first. NASA. And just do just sift through, yeah, sifting through the rest. So this is from here. If I click on this one over here, so this is an archive, and you can see this 2001 of a NASA website. So NASA, so NASA.gov. This is August 22, 2001. So if you can scroll through, these are Apollo 17, and these are from 1972 photos. I just use brightness contrast most of the time, but you have to get close to maximum contrast and brightness usually. Okay, yeah, you might have to, yeah, but I try to do something like that, but I can do it, but I have to do the hue, changing the hue saturation setup. So I'll just show you what I mean. So these are the ones, these are from 2001. So if you go to this one right here, and you can click more information, or I'm just going to open up like this. So I'll just keep it like this. So I'm going to go over to this. So now it's going to open up the big one. And all these are the same one, so the same type. Okay, so it's yeah, so you can see right here. It's very zoomed in, but it's not the actual, like the other scans, like the one that claims to be the original or an actual scan from current, has another line here. So this one's actually cropped. The actual image is a bit bigger. So anyways, so if you take this right here, so this is what I mean, where I even if it comes across. Okay, so anyways, so here is the image in my GIMP Photoshop. It's a free online thingy. So if I change, so here's the thing. If I go to hue saturation, and then I just increase this, now you can see these weird shape around here. But the other part is that it cuts through to the windshield as well. So that's I think that's kind of to me it kind of seems like, okay, so then the person didn't just crop out this part right here. So then the question is, why would this reflection be in this as well? So then what is the crop out happening? The reason they had to include the helmet in the composite was to include the flag and the reflection. No, I understand, but what I mean is, so then the question is, this flag reflection. The question is, where is that from? Oh, is that just a random mirror and then they just put it in there? So that's one reasoning. I'm nominally knowledgeable on the subject matter, other than being a kid and watching my brother glass slides to make photos and facts and that. So it's unless they added some sort of round object to reflect this, but then the question is this a real photo from the moon? Like, so what's the? So anyways, so this is where I'll illustrate why I don't think it's a composite from this thing. So if I do this, it shows it. Okay. If I cancel, okay, I'm gonna cancel. If I go to the brightness and contrast, so here's brightness and contrast. If I increase this, decrease it, increase it, I don't see anything. Okay, I don't see anything. I'm gonna go reset. I'm gonna increase this a tiny bit. Let's just go contrast a bit, and press OK. Now if I go right here, and then I go to hue saturation, it's not there anymore. So that entire composite effect is not there. So the question is, how can I accidentally get rid of that composite thingy? And it's not there anymore. I think, oh no, I think there's a, yeah. It's there tiny bit now. I have to like super bright. Okay, so it's still there. Okay, never mind. So it's still there, but I need to make it infinitely more. So yeah, so anyway, so that shape is still there. So that shape is still there. I have to retract that other one. Okay, I can get through brightness contrast at the highest levels. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna just correct this. NASA. Also, NASA was pretty much founded by Jack Parsons. Yeah, I'll go over another part. I'm gonna sidetrack. So I'm gonna go right here. Is still present, but harder to see. Anyways, I just did a correction. Okay, so I'm gonna erase that. Okay, have to go. Have a good one. Yeah, have a good one, Stephen F. And yeah, we'll see what we come across. I will go over those links and just put them in. Yeah, so this one is an interesting one. I'm gonna go undo. How do I undo everything? Can't even undo. Okay, anyways, see the hue saturation. Okay, so brightness contrast. I'm gonna go to the hue. So this one is the easiest one to find. Okay, just the hue. There it is. If I go super extreme. Yeah. So anyways, so again, this is just a weird shape around there, which is, again, raises interesting stuff there. But if it's a composite, but then if the others are composite, so then the question is, why would this be And again, I want to see how you can make that. That's what I'm interested in. Actually, I'm going to keep opening this thing. Okay, so that's one of them. And then what I ended up doing was I went through all of these. For example, here's another one right here on allegedly on the moon. So the question is, okay, so this one right here, for example, this one isn't, and this is from 2001, the same batch of photos. So this right here is not the same as the other one, but it's allegedly the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste this in here. Okay, so this one right here, assuming he's on the moon and not in Greenland or somewhere, hue saturation. So nothing's, they don't show any weird effect. So the question is, well, if the other one's a composite, this one isn't, so are they on the moon? So the more important one is, it doesn't matter if the other one's a composite or not. Okay, even if they faked the other one or they made it just to seem a bit better than normal. The elephant in the room is, are they on the moon or not? Okay, so this one yeah, again, this one doesn't have that effect. So again, I kind of view that other part as mute. Okay, I gotta stop closing this one. I'll keep it open. Okay, so that's that one. And then he also said the vast majority are not composites or appearing composite, because again, I don't know if they are fully. And so going back into here, I'm gonna go back here, NASA. So then what I also did was I accidentally pressed this button. It's opening the Camtasia. One second, I'll close this. Okay, so we have 55 minutes left, and I just want to close this. It just slows everything down if I have a million stuff open. I'm gonna close this. Okay, so then what I did was because I wanted to ask the normies reasoning. So I posted the Apollo 17 apparent composite photo on the R space subreddit, and someone linked the much higher resolution and a bit bigger version of the photo. This version doesn't show the composite appearance when the hue saturation lighting is increased. Although the earliest archive I found is from 2022, I've seen other early archives that don't show the composite appearance, and some showing different shapes. Zooming into the left side of the high resolution version, it is clear the vertical groove is where later versions were cropped from. This photo looks legit and does not appear to be composite. So what I did was I posted it right here on our space. I think I got a bunch of downvotes or neutral. I'm gonna go back to this one right here. I'll show you on the Reddit, but it got pretty viral. So I posted on here, and apparently I lucked out because I didn't even check the rules. They says no images allowed. Images are only allowed on Sundays. So and I posted on Sundays, so otherwise it would have been deleted. 12,000 views, unreal. And yeah, so and I get a bunch of downvotes from people. Like I don't understand why they're downvoting me. I'm like literally just asking a question. I'm getting a million downvotes. So again, a lot of weird normies, but 28 million viewers here. So I wrote Apollo 17 Jack Schmitt U.S. flag appears like a composite when hue saturation lighting is increased. Anyone know why? And the photo can be viewed and downloaded here. Interestingly, when I increase the contrast using GIMP and then increase the hue saturation lighting, the composite effect doesn't appear. Actually, no, it still does. Gotta correct that. There's a paper discussing it, but has been retracted. So this paper right here was discussing that specific image, and they're saying this image it has a weird effect like that. This photo shows, but also the part is like, why is it so far away cropped like that? Why don't they just make it closer? The photo shows, or unless there was some other stuff in the way, the photo shows astronaut geologist Harrison or Jack Schmitt, pilot of the Apollo 17 lunar module, was photographed near the American flag while reaching the lunar surface. The picture was taken on 13 December 1972 in the Taurus Littoral region. The upper end of the flag points to our planet Earth in the background. The same photo with increased gamma correction, because that's increased gamma, and so on. And then later on, they removed that. It is needless to say that the new photo figure in Flickr does not show the same irregularities as the quote original one, a factor arousing suspicion on the authenticity issues. Yeah, so that earliest one I found, yeah, has that effect, and he does a bunch of other stuff on this and so on, and then trying to map out where it looks like. And he thinks they were just moved slightly, and so on. Anyways, he's doing a bunch of stuff here, and then this is all retracted. And then if you see this was retracted, and authors did not agree for the retraction. So right here, retracted. The journal retracts the 8th February 2021 article interpreting locked photographic data. The case of Apollo 17. Right here. Following publication, serious concerns were brought into the attention of the publisher. The article was re-examined, revealing that the complaints were valid, and the article does not meet the standards of editorial and scientific standards for designs. And the article is therefore retracted. This retraction was approved by the editor-in-chief of the journal. The authors did not agree to this retraction. So that's interesting. That's this thing is very interesting. So if you know this guy right here, if you can get him in contact with MES, this is what's the guy's name? They removed the guy's name. Okay, where's the author's name? So these authors, if you know them, get them on this. Yeah, so this is independent scholar Miliko. Oh, this one here. Pyron Amathis. Okay, so forget this name, and then Paul Christodaldeas. Okay, and this guy. Does he have anything else? Just show something, my goodness. Alright, so that's it. This is Cyprus University of Technology. Interesting. So these guys seem like legit people, I'm assuming. But again, and then any insights will be greatly appreciated. And this says, I wouldn't make any conclusions about photos taken from back then, which has since been converted between so many formats. If you find original images that have since been mashed, or find the original film that took this image, that would be different. Okay, interesting. He says the earliest I found is that our 2001 archive. But the thing is, it's still from the NASA one. And then this guy says the image has clearly been edited for presentation. You need to find a scan that is closer to the original, like this one. And here's a higher res right here. So here's a super high res one. And this one is less contrast. So again, and it also has, if you scroll over to the other, I'm going to copy this right here. Okay, so this one is much bigger, but also has these grooves on the side. So, and then Stephen F. Points out that, yeah, these ones are later, so that doesn't necessarily mean it is the original, or if they scanned it and they updated it and they just corrected it. But nonetheless, it's still a scan of something, and this one is high resolution, so they basically, if you're assuming it's a composite, you're assuming that, okay, they did a scan again, but then every single time they do it, they have to do edit and so on every single time. But again, this one is much higher resolution. So, but my point is basically, a photo exists that they're able to scan from, and it's super giant one here. And then this one is, and I'll show you the size difference between these two and this one here. But again, doesn't, because these ones are later, it doesn't necessarily mean. So anyways, so I posted that there. And the Apollo 17 apparent composite photo on the R Space subreddit, and someone linked a much higher resolution one there, and a bit bigger version of the photo. This version doesn't show the composite appearance when the hue, saturation, lightness is increased. Although the earliest archive I found is from 2022, I've seen other early archives that don't show the composite appearance, and some showing different shapes. And zooming into the left side of the high resolution version, it is clear that the vertical groove is where later versions were cropped from. Thus, this photo looks legit, does not appear to be a composite. Again, yeah, I don't know how you can... again, I need to see more stuff. I'm leaning towards it's not a composite. I'm going to go right here, lightness. So nothing shows up on this one. And again, this is much bigger than the earlier one. I'm going to go over to... where's the other stuff? Okay, Timmy Sullivan's in the house, guys. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to go over to this. And actually sifting through, I'm going to click on this one again. I think we're already on this one. I want to copy and paste. I'll just show you the size difference. Okay, this one is this one from NASA, another archive one. This guy sent it this. This is where it's from. And someone else sent a super high resolution one. And you can see all the details inside here as well. Where's the stuff here? So well, basically my point is someone scanned, it does look like an actual scan. Okay, and this is pretty big, but okay, so this one right here, I'm gonna open this again. Actually we already this was a different one. Okay, there's that. I'm gonna keep open that over. I'm gonna, and so here's the size difference. This one is darker, and it's there. And now if I go hue, saturation, okay, this one has that shape, the other one doesn't have anything. I'll just max it out. Okay, there's max it out. Lightness 100%, and then this one at the bottom will do the same thing. Lightness, hue, saturation. Okay, so nothing happens there, and this one, and notice the size difference. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going. Let's see what else we have in here, and then also again, sifting through the rest of the NASA 1972 Apollo 17 photos from the 2001 archive, I don't see any other photos with the apparent composite appearance with when hue, saturation, lightning is increased. Thus, I included that the composite appearance of that one is anything. And yeah, I can't conclude that the composite appearance of that one photo is anything nefarious, especially since there are current uncompressed scans that are 1.2 gigabytes in size. My current guess is the composite appearance was done with a layer mask to touch up the astronaut brightness. I will do some testing later to confirm this. Okay. Let's say it's a legit photo, but how could we know where it was taken? Oh yeah, no, that's a secondary thing. But the way I do stuff is like math equation. Just get one point at a time. So if the photo is not composite or something up to it, and then we got to look at the other claims. Okay, anyways, so I want to see if I can try to replicate this one here. So what you can do is if you add a layer mask right here, I'm gonna see if I can do this. I haven't done this. Add layer mask. Because if I add a layer mask like this, so now what I'm gonna do is how do I add a brightness thingy? Let's see if I okay, I'm gonna do some stuff like this. Okay, so I'm adding a layer mask. I'm gonna add this on top there, and I wanna. How do I go to right here? Brightness, contrast, brightness, or oh no, I can't do that. I have to click on this thingy actually. I can't, so I have to do this. Oh no, contrast. Oh, why does it go to 0 there? That's interesting. Brightness. Why is it going to 0? Okay, I'm gonna take this layer mask. Actually, I don't think you need a layer mask. I'm gonna delete layer mask. I'm gonna duplicate this one. Duplicate. And now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna remove this. And so I have that part. Now I'm gonna do some brightness contrast. Okay, so I'm gonna do this right here. And actually, before I'm gonna go all the way to the beginning. I'm gonna go to beginning. Okay, so we're starting off from here. I'm basically gonna do this with basically like this is what I mean. It might not be a composite. It might be just edited for presentation. So let's say, because I do this sometimes when I edit stuff. So let's say you wanna increase the brightness or on this specific thing, but not this one. So you can go brightness. So there it is, and then this one right here. So let's say you want his face to be a bit brighter than that one. Okay. So, and then there it is, and then let's see, undo this one. So now you have this. Now it looks like that. So now if you go to hue saturation. Interesting. Hue saturation doesn't show up there like that. Okay. So I'll have to do a different hue saturation. Oh, okay, so that one might not do the contrast, I might do something else. I'm going to do some other stuff. Okay, so now, instead of that, okay, now, did I do some, okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing, but update, anyways, I'm trying to replicate the exact effect. So that's the thing, that's the way, I think the best way of proving things is replicating the exact mechanism of it's being done. So hue saturation, let's go to, increase this one right here, or make it a bit of less hue. So let's say the person scanned it and it was a bit too purple or something. So that could have been one reason. So let's say he does some weird stuff right here, so, and then it decreases like that. All right, so now we got something like that. And I'm just doing quickly just to show stuff. And then now we go to hue saturation, the whole thing. Hue and saturation, and yeah. And you can see some stuff there. Okay, this one's a bit brighter. Okay, I'm gonna go brightness contrast now. Anyways, yeah, I need to see exactly how to do that. But anyways, that's one idea. Can you see the lunar module from Earth via telescope? That's a good question. Because I think you could see something. But could we know where it was taken from? Okay, yeah, so that's you have good questions there. Anyways, so this one here, but then Stephen F. Yeah, he's big on those are composites. And he says, review Apollo magazine 44V. To be clear, size of the scan isn't evidence of priority in any way. It's evidence that the resolution compression of the file was exported in. Again, scanning machines have increased in resolution over time. So later scans, will be higher resolution, or the size can be spoofed. Magazine 44 shows 16 examples of clear composite. But again, yeah. So, but the modern scans point to that there's an actual photo being scanned. And then on the conspiracy side, you have to assume every single time they scan with newer advanced scanning technology, every single time they have to edit it out. Every single time they have to make sure that they all follow, and not just them, anyone who is doing that as well. Because this one is this one's from a different university. So to the moon, this other one was NASA, and this one is from what is this ASU? What is ASU.edu? And this one is a bit darker. So this one's a bit, the other one's a bit brighter. So this one's a bit brighter. So this one's a bit, notice how it's a bit different scan. And this one's a bit brighter. And this is from Arizona State University. So basically you have to assume every single university that gets a hold of the photos or a copy of it, or I'm not sure how many copies, or just the actual film. So let's say anyone that gets the film, and this one here, you can download the image. There's raw is 1.2 gigabytes, and the raw ones you'll see like reflections and so on. You'll see a whole bunch of stuff on there, like infinite amount of detail. And this actually comes across from this one right here. Where is the Dave Flat Earth guy, the Flat Earth debunker, Flat Earth debunking guy? This guy, because raw files, I learned some stuff from here. So this is not this guy, the other guy. Where's the, let's say, Bart Sabrell. But yeah, also Bart Sabrell, he's definitely a Richard Gage guy. This guy right here, Dave. Everyone's named Dave. My goodness, the Flat Earth guy's named Dave. The debunking guy's named Dave. Okay, so now I'm gonna go photo. Flat Earth. Oh, this one's photographer examines of NASA moon photos are fake. Interesting. Photographer. The other one here, Flat Earth. Flat Earth. This was on the ISS. Yeah, ultimate photographic proof. This one is an interesting. Let's see. Okay.
NASA.gov.
So this one you can get. Yeah, it's interesting. It's the same NASA setup there. So you can go to the ISS photos, and it shows you all the raw footage and the actual info. Let's see right here.
Each individual frame from it. And the image data not only shows you the date and time that each frame was taken, but it gives you latitude and longitude from where it was captured and a complete breakdown of the camera's metadata of when the image was taken. So I can see, for example, this shot was taken. At the end of the exposure, the photosite will convert these microvoltages into a digital signal, which will then be offloaded to the processor to form an image. But the sensor will have detected a much broader range
of this is an interesting part here. When you get the raw photos, here's what happens.
You will see. When you view the screen to compose an image, it will show you a preview of that image. Hit the capture button and that's the captured image you will see. Now, many lower-end cameras will only record in JPEG format, which is a universal file type. Any display, website or program is able to process them. However, it's a very lossy compression format. So when the image is taken, the light will hit all the tiny photosites on the sensor. This generates a small electrical charge within the photosite, and the size of the charge will depend on the amount of light getting in. At the end of the exposure, the photosite will convert these microvoltages into a digital signal, which will then be offloaded to the processor to form an image. But the sensor will have detected a much broader range of light than the screen preview has shown you. So if you're recording in JPEG, then the camera will pretty much discard all that excess information that you couldn't see in the preview because it's deemed that it's now irrelevant to the finished image. Any settings you have in place for color balance in the camera will then be baked into the file as well, thus locking in the appearance of the colors. I.e., if you're shooting in JPEG and you set it to shoot in black and white, the file will be then stuck in black and white. However, many higher end cameras these days offer photographers the ability to shoot in what we call RAW. Now, this is the raw data from the sensor, but instead of it being altered or bits discarded by the processor before saving, instead, all that raw information from the sensor is thrown straight into a file and saved to the memory card. RAW isn't specifically a file format, rather a blanket term for this kind of raw data file, and each camera manufacturer creates their own version of a RAW format. I use Sony for example, and they've made a RAW format called ARW. Canon have created CR2 and .cr3 file formats, and Nikon use NEF. Now, RAW files are significantly larger than JPEG because of all that extra data, but photographers love the format because it gives much more flexibility when it comes to editing. There's no color balance settings baked into the file, so you can freely change those afterwards. For example, shoot RAW with the camera set to black and white, and the file will still remain all of the color data so that you can revert back to a color image later if you wish. And that extra color depth and information also means that you can brighten up areas of the image and see much more detail that's hiding in the shadows, where JPEG would have often discarded all of that. Now this can't be...
Yeah, this is an important point right here. So when you have the RAW one, you can actually brighten up the spot where... This is the RAW file. You can actually brighten up there's a dog there. But if you have it in the compressed versions when it's just this typical JPEG and so on, this would just turn it as black. So it could be... So another factor would be it could be just a compression issue from the that composite appearance. Because this one, the dog's only there in the raw one, but in the other one it's not there. So so there's another effect there like that. And it keeps going on.
Now this can't be some miniature model of the ISS because we know the lens that it was shot with. It wasn't a macro lens used for close-up, it was a wide-angle lens that was focused 4 meters away. And we can see the window frame around it, and being a RAW file, we have a lot of flexibility to then brighten up the shadows and see the details of the
so there's another part. So in the RAW one, you can actually see the reflections off that window as well. That's pretty cool.
Window. FYI, all the red and blue specks that you can see are actually damaged pixels on the sensor caused by prolonged exposure to radiation. We can even see a reflection of the camera lens in the window during the opening frames as the sunlight is shining directly at it. So we have a clear view of a globe. It can't be curvature due to a fisheye lens because it's not a fisheye lens. And if it were a fisheye lens, neither section of this arm in the middle of the frame would look straight, nor would the space station across the edge of the image. We can see the lighting changes very smoothly throughout, starting with it shining straight at the camera, and no amount of dropping the exposure can reveal any detail within that light source, despite the fact that the settings that are being used are very, very low for artificial lighting, meaning that that light source is literally as bright as the sun. There are long shadows being cast on the clouds in the parts of Earth that are just starting to see sunrise, and these gradually progress to shadows casting more downwards as we get to areas where the sun is more overhead. There's the changing glimmer of sunlight reflecting off the water, but not off the clouds or the land. So we're not looking at some sort of giant globe model because all the textures are different. If it were some sort of projection of Earth, firstly, given the focus distance of the lens and the size of the ISS that we can see, that projection would be bigger than a building. But we should then also see some sort of evidence of a projection screen. And also, if it were a projection screen, we wouldn't be able to have such a bright light source shining directly at us from the direction of the screen, sufficient to cause such noticeable changes to the lighting on the space station itself. Then you'll also note that there is a Dragon capsule docked at the space station, the window of which is angled at about 45 degrees and so is giving us a beautiful reflection of the Earth 90 degrees below. The reflections we see correlate with the parts of Earth that have just left underneath the frame. Now, if we're facing a projection screen, then that angled window wouldn't have line of sight to the screen. So there we are. I would be interested to see any flat earthers' arguments for how that is a fake Earth with a fake space station, perfectly presented in so many images, and for any flat earther who's ever asked for a provably unedited photo of the globe, right here are 1,338 of them. And that is just from one time-lapse. They have 15 more time-lapses on the website, all with raw frames available, as well as hundreds of individual images taken of Earth throughout various expeditions, again, all in raw format. And I think that is going to draw this video to a close.
Yeah. So the other part, yes, there's a time lapse where they take the raw photos like every second or every minute or however long they do it throughout the entire year or day. Oh yeah, throughout the entire day. But anyways, and they're all there. So basically, this one, I don't know how I could like I will see that and there's just another way to say it, but I think those photos are real of these ones in the ISS. And the ISS you can actually see and track and know where they are. They have an ISS tracker and you can actually go and film it. Anyways, so that was that, and also we got some questions. Can you see a lunar module on the Earth? Yeah, we'll get that in a bit. I just want to look at this part. Okay, so that was this one. Which was this one? Ask if they're fake and so on. Oh, okay. So anyways, these are some other lines and so on. Also, look, I haven't looked at that yet. Okay, so and this one's still downloading. Holy, it still hasn't cut. And this one shows the side of it. There's the film, the actual film, and it's still going down. So, and this is not even the raw one. This is just a full size. That was just 248 megabytes. My goodness. Okay, I'm gonna go to a just go to a normal 13 megabytes. Okay, it's like a full movie. Okay, there's a normal one. I'm not gonna open this full one. Anyways, so. And this one shows the film marked, and it's from University of Arizona. So, again, these photos, I don't know how you could, yeah, so basically you'll have to keep adding more and more assumptions. So you have to assume, oh, they're faking this one. They're editing this one. Every single time, whoever takes it, and every time they get new technology to scan, they're going to go and make sure it's smoothed out and so on. I'm like, oh, yeah, but it seems a bit much. Or like, and also again, the onus is on basically us. This is pretty much convincing for a normie or skeptic. So we gotta have more evidence than that to prove it's composite. And also, but at the same time, also saying that most of the photos aren't composites. So then it's like, okay, then now what? Then it's like, who cares if it was a composite or not? Okay, so this one here, and it shows the bottom part there. I'm gonna copy this. Let's see if this shows up. Okay, this one's a bit smaller than that one. This was the medium one. It wasn't the super giant one. But you can get literally 1.2 gigs of the raw file. So I'm gonna go and fit canvas to layers. I'm gonna go right here and hue saturation. See what this shows up. And this one shows different hue saturation. So yeah, this was another reason I thought maybe it could be just artifact of the thingy that it was scanning with. Maybe there's something in the way, and again, yeah, this is the hue saturation. This one maxed out as some weird blobs, and yeah, and this looks like a scan. Like I don't know what more to say. It looks like a scan, a basic scan. Okay, this one has stuff around. Okay, so that's that part. So I'm like leaning towards the photos are real, even the moon ones. I haven't seen it. I'm like becoming a mooner. Okay, and because I have some suspicions that the moon landing stuff is similar to flat Earth. It's a psyop. Okay, so this one here, review. Now Stephen F sent more stuff. This was of the other right here. So the photos I posted links to, this one is right here. I'm gonna go over to Stephen F's stuff right here. So here's saying that these are also composites because there's a shape around it. But again, I think it's similar to the other one. Maybe they're using it to enhance that specific like this stuff here. Like they might have just literally just wanted to enhance this one here. And it's this one. Okay, I'm gonna go over to where does these ones. Okay, this one from this magazine. We're gonna do some live stuff right here. I'm gonna close some stuff. I'm gonna keep the Apollo 17. This is Apollo 11 image library. Oh, that was this one here, Apollo 11 image library. And then I think where's the one that he says that he found composite? But he's saying most of them. I'm gonna read all this stuff. I'm gonna actually stand up a bit. Okay. So to be clear, yeah, he says the size of the scan isn't evidence of priority in any way. It's evidence of the resolution and compression the file was exported in. I'm gonna just increase a bit more. 1 second. So we have 28 minutes left, guys. If you have any other questions, I'm actually before we get to this, I'm gonna go over to 29,000 tons of thermites question. So let's say it's a legit photo, but could we know where it was taken? Okay, that's another part. I think that's this also comes up as well. So could you see the lunar module from Earth via telescope? I'll copy this and see if we can. But first, to be clear, size isn't evidence of priority in any way. It's evidence of resolution and compression of files exported in. Again, scanning machines have increased in resolution over time, so later scans will be higher resolution, or the size can be spoofed. Magazine 44 shows 16 examples of clear compositing, but again, vast majority are not. To be clear, most of the stills are not composites, but quote, real photos. The lunar surface are miniatures on large sets with front projection techniques to create a distance mountains. After Apollo 11, look for the horizontal line in the soil in every photo, dividing the real set and the front projection backdrop. He says AS17N and 13420 is a somewhat unique surface photo because it depicts an impossibly low angle. The Hasselblad camera were rigidly mounted to the chest of the suits, and an astronaut would have to be buried and bent over backwards to take the photo. Interesting. I have to look at that. The montage may have been created for symbolic reasons to capture the Earth and the flag in alignment. Okay, so here are 6 examples from the archive copy of magazine 44/V. Note the shape of the cutout changes. I created these using GIMP and the brightness contrast controls. Okay, so again, but then they might not. Yeah, if you can find any raw files, the raw ones would be interesting. So this one right here is the archive, and here's a link. I posted links to demonstrating that composites are this one here. Let's check one of them. Okay, so this is the same archive. Yeah, this is the same archive, I think. Okay, well, let's open this. What's the first one? Okay, let's see. Which ones are these? How do I find the number? Like, what am I searching up? Okay, this one here. So it's like, what am I posting these if I can't search them? Okay, what am I looking at? Okay. The link shows the versions I downloaded on Apollo. Okay, so where is one ASS? This one here is easiest to break down. AS11. Where are the AS11? Like, what am I looking at? What am I? AS11. Okay, so AS11. There's 192. Dash 44. Dash 44. Dash 6565. Dash 65 90. Oh, there's no H. 90. Yeah, there's no H. Why does he put the H there everywhere? Yeah, so there's no H. None of these have H there. So this one right here, view the front. Let's let's check this one out. Okay, this one right here is he says the easiest one to see. Okay, let's say image layer, fit canvas to layers, and let's see what happens to this one. Brightness, contrast, hue, saturation. Okay, this one, yeah, it shows something like that. It definitely shows a shape around it. But then the question is this an actual composite, or is it just a enhanced setup there? Like that thing I was talking about. Because if these are just for presentation, this is archive. There's Apollo 11, 1995. When is the archive? What is that thingy show? Oh, this is 2012. So this is from 2012 archive, and so this is an official one, and it shows the hue, saturation. Again, this is one of them. But again, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not. It could be just enhanced. Like it's not a raw file, so it could just be enhanced. And let's see the and then the other part of the thing is that let's assume every single scan of the original doesn't have it. So like to prove that this is an actual copy, you'll have to actually go find the actual film, like they have it, go visit them, and actually you do the scan yourself. Take it for yourself, then analyze it and see if you see similar anomalies. That was myself. No, what I mean is you can create that. I tried to do a photo of a scan thingy. Yeah, but again, you'll have to. You won't be able to see. I'll take a photo right now of something. Of myself. I'll do a selfie. Okay, we'll do this quick selfie. All right. Why isn't it doing it? Actually, but I need to get the raw file of it. No, not yourself. Oh, take a photo of yourself. I'm like, oh, of myself. Okay. What am I taking a photo of? No, but again, you won't be able to spot these exact things around there. This is the shape there is obviously is again. I think what they did is they did take a photo of the nug, for example, the nug. What in the world are you talking about? I'm gonna do something like this to make it like look like we're in space with a solid backdrop. Let's see. All right. And how do I edit there? But again, this one's not the raw file. So how do I even get the raw file on this? Enhance. Okay, anyways, so I took a photo there. It will show up on my thingy soon. All right, so anyways, so that's that photo. Once it syncs to my OneDrive, I'll put it in here. Anyways, so that's that part. So again, yeah, this is, let's go back here, hue saturation. So what I'll do is, so let's say you have this one right here. So now let's try to find the highest resolution one. And actually we have the text already. We already have the text. So we can go this one right here, this right here. And yeah, so we have this NASA scan. Let's just see what we have here. Okay, Apollo 11 images. What's the best way to see this? It could be this, might be. Okay, I'm gonna go right here and 10i. So basically what I'm trying to say is we need to be very, very, okay, image loading is way too big. Okay, so Apollo space, where's the NASA Gov? Was that the one? Where's the exact one? Where's the Google? I want to get that exact one. The Apollo image, Atlas images. Was it this one here? Let's see what this shows up as. This is a bit blurry. It's interesting. It's a bit blurry. Print resolution 8.1 megabytes. Okay, this is a bit better. Maybe that's a real photo, but a miniature like in movies. No, again, could be, but I keep trying to say is like we need to get our story straight. If I'm what I'm trying to say is like always keep in mind the average person, like average skeptic. You need to be able to convince a skeptic, like not just okay. This is this one. This is the exact same one. Or is it different? Fit canvas to layers. So this one's above. Is this the same one? But this is a bit different glare. Okay, 90. 90. Okay, yeah, this is the exact same one, but sideways. Okay, this one's not. Yeah, that's sideways. And this one's a bit bigger. Yeah, so I'm gonna make this exactly the same size. See, just to see if we can find anything. So what I'm trying to say is that we need to find something like in a courtroom. If you take NASA to court, this will not pass mustard. Is what I'm trying to say. They'll just say, "Oh, we just enhanced the thing." Even if you prove that okay, it was edited, they'll say we enhanced it, and then that's it. There's nothing else, because that seems pretty reasonable. Okay, I got a message there. Okay, so this one is. Yeah, this one is. Yeah, it seems to be a bit more blurry as well. Yeah, this one is. That's probably why they did that. Okay, there it does look darker. So now I'm gonna see what we can come up across this hue saturation. Yeah. So nothing's there. Nothing's there on this bigger HD one, and then this one. Okay, so I'll just do this right here. This one now. On the smaller one. And it has like that. But again, it could be many things. It's like it could be many things. And then this one here, what you could do again, they probably did this. If this is like that, they literally just probably did this. What I'm doing with my thing right here, and just enhanced it. Like they literally just did this thingy I'm doing right now. There's no, I don't think it's a composite. I think they just enhanced this. Even if it's a miniature one, whatever it is, I think the actual thing that we're looking at is just, they just did this, because I do this a lot of times. I literally go in here and I use a brightness contrast, and I would brightness and contrast it. And then probably like smooth it out somehow. Yeah, so now we have a similar effect. And there it is. We have a similar effect to this one. There's like nothing different. And this one goes around that thing they wanted enhanced as well. Oh, yeah, that's also part of the leg too. Yeah, so I forgot to crop that part. So again, it's I personally believe that's literally what they did. Or they could have even made it actually in this exact same size. So they didn't make it bigger, but you could sometimes I do that to make it bigger to do whatever. But it's pretty standard stuff, guys. I cannot say anything. I do not think it's a composite. So again, it's just they probably enhanced that again. So again, I'm putting that as a thingy there. That okay. Now the other questions. Can you see the lunar module from with the telescope? Let's see what YouTube says. Just see if the mainstream says. Yeah. So I'm like leaning towards moon landing is very similar to the what's it called? Yeah, very similar to flat Earth. Can we zoom in on the flags on the moon? Let's see what this person says.
There are 6 American flags on the moon, and nobody can zoom in and take a photo of them. The moon is big, all right? The width is about the size of the United States. The most extreme satellites in orbit around Earth can zoom in to Earth's surface at a resolution of about a foot in diameter, which means anything less than a foot, you're not going to know what that is. So you would kind of be able to see an American flag, but like, not really. This is from orbit around Earth, so about 100 miles away from Earth's surface. And you want us to zoom into the moon, 238,900 miles away, and see a flag there? That's unfortunately not even close to possible. There are, however, satellites around the moon which do a much better job. NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter can have a resolution of 0.5 meter on the lunar surface. Here are its photos of the Apollo landing sites. You can see boot print paths and lunar modules and flags. Here's one, and here's another.
All right. So we got a little tiny thing there. So apparently you can't see it. It's too far. Why can't we see lunar modules from the Earth? They're super far away. Okay, Buzz Aldrin finally. It's like also were those women astronauts digitally enhanced? Okay, that's an interesting part about the women ones. There's some other thing here. So when you search up my NASA stuff, before I got into the moon landing stuff, I was actually talking about NASA and Jack Parsons. So NASA Jack Parsons. Let's see. I think I did NASA Jack Parsons. Yeah. It's what I want to see those. Were those women astronauts digitally enhanced at all? Okay, I think they probably were. All right, I do want to see. Where's the NASA? Throwback to. Okay, this was pretty fun. This is a throwback to NASA celebrating the alleged Mars rover landing on February 18th, 2021. Note the amount of double maskers. Okay, that was pretty interesting.
We are starting to straighten up and fly right maneuver in preparation for parachute deploy. The navigation has confirmed that the parachute has deployed, and they're seeing significant.
So they're seeing a simulation, but we're being given a simulation, but they were apparently told why does it do that? Anyways, so Mars Perseverance.
We are starting to straighten up and fly right maneuver in preparation for parachute deploy.
They're wearing 2 masks. My goodness, how do they breathe? There were 2 masks in this.
The navigation has confirmed that the parachute has deployed, and we are seeing the navigation.
Another 2 masks. 1, 2, 1, 2. Unbelievable.
Has confirmed that the parachute has deployed, and we are seeing significant deceleration. Skycam maneuver has started.
All right.
About 20 meters off the surface.
We're getting signals from MRO.
Touchdown confirmed. Perseverance safely on the surface of Mars.
All right, so many double maskers literally laughing. Yeah, but yeah, I think analysis of videos is better because again, then there's videos. Okay, there's links there, archive details. Let's go. Okay, the other part is go back to the stuff here. I had some interesting info on this. So, anyways, NASA. So it is right here. Interestingly, the NASA pioneer and occultist and Satanist Jack Parsons was actually born with the name Marvel Parsons about after his father. Could there be a connection with the Marvel comics, which was first published in 1939 and the name used earlier in 1938? Jack Parsons would have been 30 years old by then. So anyways, the name was Marvel. So anyways, I was thinking Marvel comics. And so Jack Parsons, you know who this guy is? Jack Parsons literally was doing some occult rituals. They showed the cartoon to us, and to them I think they just had some like numbers saying, oh, it dropped or whatnot, and then they were in double masks. Okay, so this is where here at MES I try to be the middle ground of the mainstream science stuff, and the alt media, because alt media obviously is a giant conspiracy, but not everything is not everything in all conspiracy world is true, and then the mainstream one, it's like, can there be any scientist that doesn't wear two masks? Like double mask is literally the stupidest thing ever invented. It's literally the dumbest thing, and them wearing two masks. Let's say that the entire thing was real, the Mars rover, whatever. The biggest, the people making like the giving NASA the worst appearance to the world is like themselves wearing double masks. Like, why are you wearing double masks? Why not use burners to break like on the moon without atmosphere? Oh, there's Donald Duck in the house. I was gonna go actually. I was gonna talk about rockets in a vacuum and so on, but I might do that maybe next time. We have 11 minutes left. Okay, so right here, I wrote, I think. Okay, this was where's Jack Parsons? Babylon Working. Okay, there's another video if you haven't seen Babylon Working. So Jack Parsons again is literally the guy who founded Jet Propulsion Laboratory. So I'm just gonna deep dive into Jack Parsons right now quickly. So just to this will get back to those female astronauts. So Jack Parsons, as American rocket engineer, chemist, Thelemite, occultist, and was the principal founding fathers, principal founders of the Jet Propulsion Laboratory and Aerojet, and then this was literally became NASA. NASA. So managed for NASA by Caltech, and then eventually I think it just. So Jet Propulsion Laboratory is federally funded research, and then founded in 1936 by California Institute of Technology. Laboratory is now owned and sponsored by NASA, administered by that. It's pretty much, it is also responsible for, let's say, operating the NASA Deep Space Network. But anyways, it was pretty much like a pioneer, NASA pioneer. This is 1936 was Jet Propulsion Laboratories. When was NASA? 1936. This one is 1958. So before NASA was Jet Propulsion Laboratory, made by this guy right here, and he was doing Babylon Working, which was trying to, and this was in Trump's birth year, with the Scientology founder Ron Hubbard. They're doing literally like occult sex magic, and trying to produce the Babylon, like the divine feminine goddess into a male form, or I mean into a human form, male or female, and basically, create the Antichrist that will save humanity or something like that. Okay, so this is Babylon Working. Babylon Working. Okay, this is Babylon Working. So Babylon Working was a series of magic ceremonies or rituals performed from January to March 1946 by author, pioneer, rocket fuel scientist, and occultist Jack Parsons and Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard. This ritual was essentially designed to manifest an individual reincarnation of Babylon. The project was based on the Aleister Crowley and so on, and also Aleister Crowley wrote a letter to them on Trump's birthday. Okay, Katy Perry was not on rocket flight yesterday. Katy Perry is so funny. So it's like, why do they have her? Okay, anyways, so who's Babylon? And then this is divine feminine, I think, feminine. The goddess Babylon and the construction of femininities in that, and it was divine. I say Babylon. Where's Babylon? Yes, Babylon, also known as a Scarlet Woman, Great Mother, or Mother of Abominations, a goddess found in the occultist system of Thelema, which was established in 1904 with the writing of the Book of the Law by English author and occultist Aleister Crowley. The spelling of the name Babylon was revealed to Crowley in the vision and the voice. Her name and imagery feature prominently in Crowley's Libercheville, whatever. Okay, so Babylon, in her most abstract form, represents the female sexual impulse and the liberated woman in the creed of the Gnostic Mass. She's also identified with Mother Earth in her most fertile sense. Okay, keep that in mind, guys. Along with her status as an archetype or goddess, Crowley believed that Babylon had an earthly aspect or avatar, a living woman who accompanied the spiritual office of the Scarlet Woman. This office, anyways, this office, who identified in the Book of Law is usually described as a counterpart to his own identification as to Mega Theron, the Great Beast. Anyways, a bunch of weird nonsense right here. Search Katy Perry asked Neil. I posted that even before I was a conspiracy next level. Anyways, so that was that part. Now we'll go into let's say this was female. Yeah, this one right here. So now we're gonna go live. This is all female crew got a Baphomet sponsorship. Wow. So in other words, Baphomet, or in other words, the Aleister Crowley Great Beast mumbo jumbo. So lady live updates. Blue Origin ready rocket launch with all female crew. Today's female only spaceflight will be the first since 1963 when Valentina Tereshkova of the former Soviet Union became the first woman in space, and so on. So there's a bunch of digitally enhanced women on here. So there's the Katy Perry, and if you put this NASA upside down, it's literally Baphomet. All right. So this Baphomet sponsored Katy Perry, and then listen. The post right here. So remember, she kissed the ground as Blue Origin returned to land. So remember, she kissed the ground, and then the Earth is supposed to be Babylon, like represents the Earth. Also identified as Mother Earth in their Gnostic Mass and so on. And also, Babylon is basically divine feminine, liberated woman, sexual impulse, and the female sexual impulse, and she's identified with Mother Earth. So she's kissing the ground right there. And she also says, going back right here, so listen what she says. I really feel connected to that strong divine feminine. In other words, Babylon, after flying to space with a bunch of women.
It is the highest high, and it is surrender to the unknown, trust. And this whole journey is not just about going to space. It's the training, it's the team, it's the whole thing. I couldn't recommend this experience more. This is like up there with all the, different tools that I've learned in my life, from meditation to the Hoffman process. This is up there because what you're doing is you're like really finding the love for yourself, because you got to trust in yourself on this journey, and then you're feeling the love when you come down, for sure, and you're feeling that strength. So I feel really connected to that strong divine feminine right now. Divine feminine right now.
By the way, you're such a badass. I love that the month of April you're like, I'm going to space and I'm launching my tour.
All right, epic stuff. So she's going to space, launching a tour, and divine feminine, and she's kissing the ground, and so on. So Katy Perry kissing the ground as the Blue Origin crew return to land. Okay, let's go. Okay, so that's and also Katy Perry math. Katy Perry is a pretty but I have to give it to her that she had the best Super Bowl performance that I've seen. And also she has a weird eye malfunction that she does. She can malfunction her weird left eye. So if you've seen my left eye stuff, so here's the thing. Throwback to Neil deGrasse Tyson interviewing Katy Perry looking like Justin Bieber, and her asking the most important question of our lifetime: is math related to science?
Is math related to science? Is math related to science? Is math related to science? Is math related to science?
All right, let's go, guys. Okay, so she's looking like Katy Perry, like MK Ultra, and it also does a weird eye thing. Here's the eye thing. Look at the video. Okay, welcoming all flat earthers. Space is fakers. Birds aren't real. Sky isn't bluers. To come see my broken doll eye party trick in real life. Okay, she does a weird eye trick. Let's play the video. Instagram. So she's okay. So she's saying space is fakers.
Play Dave. Pause when you see new 2023 Play Dave.
Alright, anyway, she has some weird eye stuff going on that she can control. So she's, again, a robot. And okay, so Katy Perry addresses fan theories about her paralyzed eye, so she can do an eye trick. Alright, anyways, so she is a robot, definitely. So anyways, so that's that Katy Perry. But also, again, she did have the best Katy Perry. I think it's Katy Perry. Or just I get the wrong. Super Bowl. She was on a giant lion, so that's pretty cool. Was it yeah, this one here. So again, she was literally on a giant lion. You gotta get handed out to her, especially if you've seen a Super Bowl halftime show this year's with the that Kendrick Lamar, like literally the worst one I've ever witnessed. It was just so bad. Like I can't even hear what he's saying, and he's like rapping, and it's like hard to understand what he's talking about. But like, again, she was on a giant lion. And what's interesting is, I think was this one or a different one? I actually for my personal account, let's go X. I think this is let's go to my personal one. I think was it Katy Perry or was it a different one? I think or Lady Gaga or maybe Katy Perry. Let's see, Katy Perry or Lady Gaga. Okay, no. Anyways, Gaga. This is my personal one. I wrote. Yeah, this one here. In February 5th, 2017, I wrote Lady Gaga's halftime performance got Tom Brady motivated for a comeback. And this was, let's say, Patriots 2017 comeback win. So here found Rody. Oh, yeah, MES Rody found it. Yeah, I got a link. I'll go to it in a bit. I'm just in a, I'm showing what I tweeted before halftime show. This was, yeah. They were down, 3-28. I tweeted just before, it was like 21-point lead. I predicted that Tom Brady's gonna win after seeing Lady Gaga's halftime performance. Anyways, this was 2017 when he won that title, and I remember because I was a big Tom Brady fan. Well, basically, I knew the script. The script is he always wins, and his wife is a witch, so that's pretty interesting. And then all my friends were just like laughing at me when they were getting beat down. And then all of a sudden, then when he won, everyone was quiet but me. It was absolutely fascinating. All right, guys. So that's it. And okay, now let's go to the Rotary Motion. Send some links. I think I opened it up right here. This one right here. Oh, this is great footage. Thanks, Rotary. Holy. Okay, so we have 1 minute or 30 seconds left. I'm gonna save this into the. Okay, I'm gonna exit this. I'm gonna go to this part. Oh yeah, I think we already have it here. I'm gonna save this later. Anyways, the video's gonna be epic. I hopefully will get it when I have some time to like. Okay, this was already here. Okay, I'm gonna save this inside the World Trade Center. What is this called? 9/11 WDC. Okay, this is one. Okay, now there's a second one. I'm gonna save this in here. Okay, so there's that second one. It's gonna be epic stuff, guys. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for the stream. So again, the composite one, I think it just brightened up a bit better. I don't see how it's actual composite. And then for later one, celebrities as role models were or will always be stupid to have. A celebrity, but it's like, but again, it depends on what they do. Because in a way, like truthers are celebrities too. So like Richard Gage has got a big following. I need to catch up to him. All right, but yeah. Anyways, don't let any role model. Well, if the role models help you do stuff, I don't see what's wrong. But anyways, don't obsess over anything and anyone. Okay, verify it's you. My goodness, my own thingy. I'm literally right here live streaming, and I have to like. Freaking every single time they randomly throw this back. Okay, Stephen F is in the back in the show. All right, sounds good. Yeah, so I went over the stuff. I showed this one here. This was actually this is the one that I made it the same size. Here's the one without it. I just what I did was I made this myself. I literally just hovered over it and just increased brightness. So I can't conclude this is a composite. To me it looks like it. Like I made this one myself. I just go in here and increase the brightness separately. Yeah, so you can literally go right here. I did this right here. You can just go. You can literally go around like here. I make it. You can just do anything like here, and then if you want to increase that specific brightness, go brightness, and then contrast, whatever. And now you have that same shape always. And this is yeah. So you have that. So I think this is what happened with this one. So anyways, guys, that is all from me and so on and. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream, and yeah, that's all for today, and thanks for joining, and I'll just read this right now. joining, and have a great stream. And also, I'm glad that someone actually got help from my math stuff. So that was good. And have a great day. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a run. All right, guys, have a good one. And this is on this one here. Okay, and I'm gonna end the stream in yeah.